This is 17 News with continuing coronavirus coverage.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Gitsky. Well, now to the latest on the coronavirus here in Kern County. Public Health confirms 34 new cases. That brings the total to 1,581. Now, there have been no new deaths reported in the last 48 hours. Kern's death toll stands at 25. Now, half of those deaths are from Kingston Healthcare Center, a local skilled nursing facility. 1,034 people have recovered from the virus. More than 13,000 tests for COVID-19 have come back negative, and more than 1,100 are still waiting on their results. Now, right now, the Kern County Board of Supervisors is working on a plan to reopen Kern County. Yesterday, Governor Gavin Newsom announced he's loosening the rules that dictate when counties can further reopen into phase 2. Now, Kern Public Health says it isn't meeting the criteria needed to open certain businesses, dine-in restaurants, in-store shopping, and even schools. Now, here's the criteria. Kern cannot exceed a 5% increase in COVID hospitalizations over the previous week and have no more than 20 new hospitalizations within the last 14 days. Data from the state shows Kern had 6 new hospitalizations over the last 2 weeks. That's a 20% increase from the previous 2 weeks. Kern must also meet one of the following guidelines: no more than 25 people diagnosed with COVID per 100,000 residents over a 2-week period. Data from the state shows 56 people per 100,000 Kern residents tested positive in a 2-week period.
We are very excited that the governor appears to have listened to our arguments and has come our way. It's going to help many, many other counties in California too, apparently. So we're very excited, and we think there's a good prospect that we're going to be able to move much closer to reopening our businesses after tomorrow.
The next step, the Board of Supervisors must first certify the health department's evidence proving the county qualifies. The state will then need to review that data before officially authorizing Kern to move forward. One supervisor said he's confident Kern will be able to move forward. And Governor Newsom also said he expects hair salons, walk-in shopping, and houses of worship to reopen across the state within a few weeks. The same goes for sporting events without spectators. He says he wants counties to go at their own pace, and if there's a spike, he wants to be able to reinstate restrictions. Still out of the conversation for now, gyms, tourism, and entertainment venues. Well, Kern County says deaths from local nursing homes are skewing its number upward, making it hard to reopen. Out of 25 coronavirus deaths in Kern County, a majority, 52%, come from nursing homes. 12 residents have died at Kingston Healthcare Center and 1 at the Orchards Post-Acute. Now, Kern Public Health says it's trying to be proactive in preventing more deaths from these facilities by testing. Kern Public Health already tested 70 employees at Valley Convalescent Friday and staff at San Joaquin Nursing Center yesterday. They plan to continue testing there today. But how will the county pay for it? Officials say it's coming out of their own pocket for now.
We are going to try to seek reimbursement for all that we do. It should come from the skilled nursing facility itself, but I'm going to view that as a secondary issue. I want to get in there now, and I want to identify those cases early, and we'll deal with reimbursement later.
And a reminder, there are at least 9 state and county-sponsored testing sites spread across Kern County. These sites have dropped the screening criteria, so anyone who wants a test can get one. You can schedule appointments on the county's website. That's kerncounty.com. The county says state sites will bill you if you have insurance. Now, you can find all of this information on our website, kget.com. Well, an unusual business has opened its doors once again during the COVID-19 pandemic, a local strip club. Deja Vu Showgirls off Golden State Avenue made the announcement on Twitter yesterday, saying it's open for safe, healthy fun with new hours of 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. The tweet did not address how social distancing guidelines will be followed on the premises. California state guidelines list entertainment venues as opening in stage 3. The state and county are currently in stage 2. In your 17 Crime Watch, Bakersfield Police are searching for a man who left 1 injured in a shooting. Officers are looking for 41-year-old Angel Manuel Almaraz. Police believe he shot someone at the corner of San Dimas and 30th Street on Sunday night. Police say a man arrived at Memorial Hospital with gunshot wounds. He was seriously hurt but is expected to be okay. Almaraz has an active arrest warrant for attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and gang participation. If you've seen him or know where he is, you are asked to contact police at 327-7111. And new numbers out regarding the past weekend street racing enforcement. Over the past couple of weeks, California Highway Patrol Bakersfield has seen a rise in illegal street racing. Last week, they launched an enforcement period to help put a stop to it. CHP says they made 27 enforcement stops. They gave out 15 citations. They arrested 2 people, both for DUI, and impounded 1 car for an unlicensed driver. CHP wants to remind the public street racing is illegal and unsafe. If you know about activity in your neighborhood, you are asked to call 911. And 3 men are behind bars after a reported carjacking. Kern County Sheriff's officers responded to East Roberts Lane near North Chester for reports of a car theft Monday morning. According to deputies, the 66-year-old victim was sleeping in his car when several suspects pulled a gun on him. The suspect took the vehicle and left the scene in an additional black Honda they arrived in. Officers were able to track down the black Honda and arrested 3 suspects inside. 18-year-old Johnny Villavolnos, 22-year-old Brian Smith, and 23-year-old Crystal Cullen were booked for carjacking and various other charges. Now that stolen car was found and returned to the victim. In your 17 Health Watch, a new study suggests survivors of the coronavirus may deal with lingering mental health issues. British researchers looked at over 3,500 patients who were hospitalized with COVID-19, SARS, or MERS. SARS and MERS were 2 other coronavirus epidemics. They found that in the short term, delirium, confusion, and agitation were common in those who were hospitalized with the infections. However, a third of SARS and MERS survivors suffered from PTSD nearly 3 years after the acute stage of illness. Roughly 15% experienced depression nearly 2 years after being sick. The scientists say while there is no long-term data available for COVID-19 patients, doctors should still be aware of the possible issues that can come out of other coronavirus epidemics. And a new study suggests 6 feet of social distancing may not be enough, especially in breezy weather. Scientists from France and Cyprus created a simulation to see how saliva droplets move through the air when someone coughs. The model considered the effects of humidity, temperature, force, and how droplets change from liquid to vapor. They found even at wind speeds of just 2.5 miles per hour, saliva travels 18 feet in 5 seconds. Experts say shorter adults and children could be at a higher risk if they are within the trajectory of those droplets. Today, we are seeing much more sun than yesterday. Let's send things over to Kevin Charette. Kevin, we're starting to see some sun, but how long can we expect that to stick around?
Well, we're going to see more and more sun, Nicole, as we go throughout today and into tomorrow for sure. We just have to keep an eye on the clouds today. We may see a lingering shower, even an isolated thunderstorm because of these sun breaks. We get that afternoon heating. We may see an isolated thunderstorm. Arvin right now, and we've got some clouds and 63 degrees, but they're trying to break apart. And then we take a look at Wasco and 64 degrees. So beautiful conditions out that way. And then 48 up into Frazier Park and a little bit of sunshine there. 66 in Bakersfield. Under a calm wind right now. Humidity value up a little bit, 40%. Overnight, we're at 54, down from our 58, which is our normal. 84 is the normal high today. We'll not reach that. 101 the record, set back in 1954. We'll just be shy of 8 o'clock for your sunset this evening. 59 up to the north right now, and we've got 64 out in Taft. 40s and 50s for the mountains. Tehachapi still cool at 46. 50 for Lake Isabella and mid-60s into Ridgecrest. Here's a look at the satellite and radar, and you can see we've got clearing to the north and west. That is typical. A lot of times these clouds kind of bank up here into the valley. Some isolated showers just near the Kern County line into the Kern River Valley, so we'll be watching for that. As we take a look at the regional view, the low is going to continue to push east as we go throughout today, and that means more clearing by this evening for us. And tomorrow we'll be calling for sunny skies. 59 in Sacramento today, 71 in Fresno, lower 70s to the south. Vegas even nice at 69, and we'll be right near 90 in Phoenix. Here's a look at the Pacific. We are tracking another storm up in the Gulf of Alaska. Not going to be an impact for us. We will clear things out tomorrow. We're going to keep it sunny. It really doesn't want to bring any more type of moisture into Kern County the next 18 hours. So a light shower possible with an isolated thunderstorm, but it will continue to be breezy into the mountains and desert areas. Sunny and warmer weather returns by tomorrow. As we take a look at the air quality, good today with an AQI at 44. And we'll call for temperatures in the lower 70s, 72 in Bakersfield, 73 in Delano, 69 in Taft with Maricopa at 68. And then for the mountains, 56 in Frazier Park, 54 in Tehachapi, and 60s into the Kern River Valley. So a nice afternoon there, but just a little on the windy side. Winds could gust near 55. And then for the desert, 64 in Mojave, breezy with winds gusting to 45. Here's your extended forecast. Tomorrow, 78 degrees, back into the 80s. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday we're at 90 for Memorial Day, mid-90s and 96. So you can see that warm up early next week. For the mountains, plenty of sunshine starting tomorrow, a little breezy Friday, Saturday. Temperatures also rebound into the 70s for you by Thursday through Sunday, and then lower 80s by Monday. Overnight temperatures in the 40s, and then for the Kern River Valley, tomorrow sunny skies, 71, near 80 Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A little breezy Friday, Saturday as well, 84 on Sunday. And then on Monday, Memorial Day, a high of 90. So enjoy the cooler weather while it's around today, because it looks like that light switch may turn, and it looks like by early next week, those temperatures are going to warm right back up for Kern County. We have much more news coming your way right after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
In your 17 Business Watch, State Farm is rolling out a second round of pandemic rebates for auto insurance customers. State Farm is reducing its 6-month policy rate by an average 11%. That equates to $2.3 billion in savings. In total, State Farm has saved or refunded customers $4.3 billion since the pandemic began. The move initially came as customers drastically cut back their time behind the wheel due to the stay-at-home orders issued because of coronavirus. And Delta Airlines says it will cap plane capacity at 60% through at least July. Reuters reports Delta has added more flights than demand would usually justify to make that happen. Delta has publicly said it will limit first-class seating to 50% and the main cabin at 60% through the end of June. It previously announced it was resuming some flights next month. Well, Garces Memorial High School summer program will now take place entirely online. The school is offering a summer session for students entering grades 5 through 12th in the academic year 2020 to 2021. The campus said it had hoped to be back on campus again by the start of the summer classes, but the well-being of students is their top priority. The schools say some of the classes will no longer be offered, and if you've already registered, you can receive a refund. Also, there will be a late fee for registration. The school says it will still provide non-credit courses like SAT prep, art, summer reading, and dance. Well, after receiving multiple complaints, the Disability Rights California is urging Bakersfield City School District to help students with disabilities during the pandemic. DRC sent a letter to the superintendent of BCSD asking them to provide students with special education services and support. DRC claims they received reports that BCSD is not implementing students' individual education plans and failing to provide related services, which they say is in violation of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. According to DRC, they are continuing to receive complaints about the matter, even though BCSD responded and claimed they have developed distance learning plans. Well, students at Delano Unified School District will get a graduation celebration after all, but it may look a little different. Starting next week, schools in DUSD will hold a celebration each day. It will start Tuesday with Pioneer School, Almond Tree Middle School on Wednesday, Lavina Middle School on Thursday, Cecile Avenue Math and Science Academy on Friday. Now, all the events will follow health guidelines. According to the school district, they want to bring a full day of festivities for their graduates. It will start with a drive-through graduation each morning. Parents are asked to decorate their cars. Then parents will be provided information on where their student will receive their diploma and a goodie bag to celebrate during a live stream at 6 p.m. The graduation ceremonies will be available online, and you can find that link and more information on our website, kget.com. Well, local Congressman Kevin McCarthy wishes the best of luck to seniors who won't be walking across the stage this year.
So though you may not be walking across the commencement stage today, just know that our community is rooting for you and can't wait to see what great things you go out and accomplish in the world. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
McCarthy posted this video on his Twitter page Sunday. He praised seniors for taking on the challenges of the pandemic, and he said even without a traditional graduation ceremony, their accomplishments can't be taken away. His commencement speech came a day after the star-studded Graduate Together special that included former President Barack Obama. And happening today, graduating seniors can get a sweet treat from Krispy Kreme, free donuts. The shops are offering a 2020 graduation dozen. High school and college grads who can prove they're seniors and can get a free box today. Or if you want, you can buy them now through May 24th. Seniors even dressed up in their regalia and they took pictures with their free dozen. We'll take a look around the state. We're now hearing the frantic calls for help from the explosion in Los Angeles over the weekend that injured 12 firefighters.
I have 6 firefighters down on the front alpha side of the building. We need help.
The blast happened Saturday at a shop called Smoke Tokes. It carries smoking and vaping accessories and reportedly had butane inside. 12 firefighters from Los Angeles Station 9 had to be taken to the hospital. Most had critical burns. 2 needed respirators at first, but their lungs were inflamed. But it could have been even worse. The fire captain says firefighters were able to recognize a low rumbling noise as a dire warning and started to evacuate.
Because they heard that sound and they read the smoke conditions, which turned from lazy, slow to pressurized and more extreme, they proactively started moving out.
Investigators are looking into whether the shop was properly permitted and what could have triggered such an explosive blast. The LAFD said the heat from the fire was so intense that it melted through helmets and charred some of the fire engines. All of those firefighters are expected to survive. Now, what's different with the coronavirus compared to 100 years ago during the 1918 flu? Dr. Hamal Kothari, the Chief Medical Officer for Dignity Health Central California Division, explains what a virus is and what's next for us in Kern County.
The biggest issue is how it infects people and how virulent it is, how aggressive it is in infecting people. And the problem with viruses is they're always changing. So when you feel like you've got the right one, it changes, it mutates, it becomes smarter, and it keeps attacking people.
We just heard about the second wave, and we've even heard from you, kind of warning us that a second wave is most likely going to hit. When we look back at history and see what the Spanish flu second wave looked like, it is concerning, of course, as we hear about a possible second wave for this virus, the coronavirus. What are your thoughts about the second wave for COVID-19 as we gear up for summer, but of course still have the fall and winter months still ahead?
So we definitely know it's coming back. It's not going away by any means. But what we are doing is we are preparing for that second wave. And you're going to see a new norm. Everyone talks about this new norm. You're going to see it. It's going to be different. It's not going to be life as usual. You're going to see more people wearing masks. You're going to see that social distancing in restaurants. You'll see, on airplanes. You'll see a lot of different things that we're not accustomed to in the past.
When you see, people talk about how, they have doubts about this virus and how severe this virus actually is, some saying that it is straight up a hoax. What would you like to tell people who still have that as we continue to be, several months into this virus and this pandemic?
I'll tell you, the biggest thing is you look at the number of cases in the United States, and we're approaching over almost 100,000 there. And worldwide, it's been crazy. I think if we didn't implement some of these social distancing rules, stay-at-home orders, I think we definitely could have been a lot worse, maybe 2 or 3 times more deaths than we have seen currently. I think we really wanted to make sure that this wasn't a second round of the Spanish flu. And so we implemented some of these things, not knowing what we were going to see.
Do you think that the stay-at-home orders that we've been following were an overreaction to this?
I don't think so. I think they were the right thing to do, not knowing what this virus was going to do and how it was going to react. So I think it was the right thing to do. We now know how it reacts. We know how it travels. We know how it infects people. We know the information that we needed to know.
So the one thing that Governor Newsom said about, going into phase 2 and possibly even starting to talk about stage 3 was he wants to be able to reinstate some of those restrictions if this virus starts to get out of control. Are you is that the right path to follow to ease into this reopening, if you will, or do you think we're ready to fully kind of, if you will, have us, flip a switch and reopen like we used to?
Yeah, I don't think we can just flip a switch. It'd be great if we could. I think fully open, going into stage 2 is a good idea to see what happens, see how things are going to go. Once again, the other big thing in our advantage is our weather in Kern County. The heat, unfortunately, is going to help. Nobody likes it, but it's going to help the virus. It slows the virus down. Viruses don't like warm weather. So I think that's something else we have in our favor as well.
This is 17 News with continuing coronavirus coverage.